Welcome to the Sales Acceleration Show, and my team had a great idea. They wanted a team with animals, so I have a very special guest that's dressed up as a reindeer. Talking about reindeers, I think we should talk about sales community. Please meet Dylan Mendes of U-Sites. Dylan, you can remove the mask.
Okay, can I remove the mask?
Yes, you can remove the mask.
Oh, all right. Well,
Welcome. So here's a piece of advice. If your team sitting over there ever comes up with great ideas and tips and tricks, check them before you go live.
yeah, next time you don't have to kidnap me, put a mask on my face and put me in this chair, Michael.
Pleasure is mine. So welcome, Dylan. Maybe very quickly for the, let's get your hair straight, which is relevant, right? So there you go. Now you feel like...
Yeah, no, I feel good now.
Like your hair can support the cathedral of a body. Now, Dylan, tell the viewers what you do.
Well, best viewers, what we are doing at U-Sites is that we are building out the sales community for ambitious and driven sales leader here in Belgium.
Yeah, I'm always very intrigued with communities because I believe that if I start looking into sales, you don't see a lot of real sales communities. You see some groups on LinkedIn, you see some groups on Facebook. So why should we need a sales community? Why is that relevant? Well, if I'm a sales guy, why should I be in a community?
Mm-hmm. Definitely interesting you say we don't have a lot of communities because it's true here in continental Europe, especially in Belgium. If you look at the US, the UK, there you have enough of sales communities. And I think it's partly because of, that culture and that perception of sales is dirty, sales is manipulative, we don't like sales. But
it still has the vibe, huh?
It still has some of the vibe. And we see it as our responsibility to kind of change that perception as well.
Yeah.
But why it is needed, I think, sales, when it comes to sales, sales is super contextual. You can have sales where you sell 100 euro subscription, you have sales where you sell €1,000,000 deals, you have sales where you sell to C-level people, where you sell to operational people, you have, it can be so different for anyone. And so what we said is that, having a sales methodology, it can work for many people, but not for everyone. Or what your best practices are with Geomatic can be good for you, maybe for other agencies, but not for, the entire sales community. And so we think that bringing different perspectives coming from different backgrounds with different sales environments, sales complexity all together, and having them share their stories, their best practices, what they do day in, day out, we think that that is, where the true learning can happen.
So you see, Dylan is clearly himself a sales because the simple answer would have been, yes, we need one. So
people like some explanation.
Now, when I was not when I was a junior or medium sales, but when I was a VP of sales, I struggled a lot. I wanted to talk to other people, peers, because I got stuck with stuff I didn't even know, like salaries, commission, really very specific things what I was doing. So I felt the need. So I started reaching out to people to do that, and it was very tough to find them. Or I felt like, can I ask this person, which I don't know, but I know he's doing similar things, can I just ask him? So it was a fresh of breath air to get it. But I can imagine if you start building a community, because it has so many layers, and I like the word contextual, which is true, it must be hard. Huh? And why now, actually? Why did you start doing this now?
Well, I think we should have started with this way earlier.
Yeah.
I think I just came in the picture now. Yeah. I had a passion for anything that has to do with revenue growth.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have an entrepreneurial journey, and then I came across this challenge. Why now? In the sense of why should people join a community now? Or is that the question?
Yeah, try. It's like a challenge here.
Yeah, I'm challenging myself.
And since I have a cup that says Employee of the Month, I can ask you any question I want.
Oh, dang. I guess what we're trying to do is that we're trying to create an ecosystem of people that are really, I'm not going to say high performers because that's, it's putting a label on them, but people that want to be that eventually. Yeah. And I think that being part of an ecosystem where we push each other towards excellence and where we challenge each other's best practices and make reflection of, hey, good that you do that, but have you thought of this and this and this, can just actually help you. And if your ambition is to be the highest achiever in a company, or if you want to be promoted to VP sales, sooner than the rest, I think that this can only help you.
And where do you want to go? What's the vision? If you think long term? Because it makes sense to put them all together, I know. Where do you want it to go to?
I think for us...
Because you also do this yearly large sales event called We Are Sales. You should go, it's very soon. But where do you want it to go to? Do you want to go into the larger events, give awards, that kind of stuff, or that's only a sidekick of the main team?
I think that's mainly, that's probably going to be more of a, I don't want to put it like that, but maybe more of a marketing activity for what we ultimately want to do.
It's like a facade, like the front.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the We Are Sales conference, for example. I think it's an amazing experience to join, to meet new people, to meet peers, to get new insights, because we want to get like the newest insights in the sales practices out there, and I think that's a good start. But then that's just one time a year, and eventually, if you really want to work on yourself, I think you have to have some kind of environment, an ecosystem where you can be part of, to really be on a continuously improvement space. And so I think that's maybe the ultimate vision. So suppose that you would join the community, I would want to know, what's your ambition, Michael? Can be different for so different many people. And
then actually with a lot of sales, because they're very verbally strong, right? They have strong opinions. That's why most people hire sales. I think if you would have asked me, or am I looking at all my peers at the time, we would have all said we want to be VP of sales, all of them, because we want to make the big bucks and we want to manage without realizing what managing means and all the bad stuff and the good stuff, but a lot of bad stuff also. I'm still chewing on the idea, because if everybody wants to be VP, it's not going to work, because there can be only one.
Well, that's where we got to challenge them and say, there are different alternatives. You don't only have to be VP sales. You can also go for a sales consultant role. You can also grow into the company, saying, maybe you start out as an SDR, you want to move up to account executive, or maybe enterprise account executive. Maybe you just want to be you're good where you are right now, but you just want to be the highest performer in the company year after year, and that's for as long as you want to do this. And so the ambition can be different for anyone. I think for us, it's just super important to make it relevant for anyone that joins the community.
So I want to tell a really cool story, because 2 years ago I was thinking of building a sales community. So I bump into Dylan and his co-founder Martin, and they start talking about the R&D they have around sales communities. Now, I went to several smaller communities, smaller ideas in Belgium. So I immediately phoned up a guy that's doing some of this, and he said to me, Michael, forget it. I tried it. We tried everything. It's not going to work. So I went back to the guys and said, listen, I think it's going to be tough. It might work, but you need to contact some of these people. And I made a very difficult list of people to contact. And 2 weeks later, they phoned me up and they said, we're organizing an event, we phoned all these people, and almost the whole list said, yes, we're gonna come. And the lesson there is that I had a boss that used to say to me, sometimes it is important you hire somebody that does not know it is impossible. Because on the moment I gave her the list, I thought, no way this will ever work. So I am truly impressed with what you guys are doing. I am truly impressed with what you're building, and I don't say this often, but I kind of think, damn guys, you're on a roll. You should keep pushing the throttle really hard at the moment, right?
We are aware that we are kind of maybe naive in some way. And we take the best out of it.
That only takes like 2 years, and then the naivete gets like punched out, right?
Well, I hope not, honestly. But I think
the big boys will come and try and punch you, which is, well, that's part of it.
Yeah, but I think that's just something I kind of like of Martin and I, is that when we say that we have an idea and we did the math, we think we can execute on it, then we'll do whatever it takes to actually make it happen.
So a lot of people that get to meet you, they all phone me up. It's really funny. They phone me up and they said, these guys, you know them? They're very young, and can they pull it off? And I said, they just pulled it off, right? So
really
go with the flow, see what happens, and it's really funny. Yeah.
But I respect people to ask that question. I think it's also my...
Most of the time I answer, who? I don't know them. Put down the phone.
Really?
Really, no.
Well, thank you for that.
No. Anything with sales, anything that can help scale the revenue, that can grow teams, that can help, I support. Hang on. One question I had. I'm a very large company, right? So, no, let me rephrase the question. I'm helping a company, and one of the things they did is they installed a Slack system for Slack for the sales. And the guy said to me, what's very important for us is that all the sales teams, which is very distributed, they feel they're part of one sales culture, a very hungry culture of more and better and better quality. So when new deals came in, it came in the Slack and it got celebrated, and it really got this vibe that you want to be on board. Right? I haven't seen it a lot. So I wanted to ask the question, does it then make sense, or what would be your advice to build this micro sales culture or sales community within a company?
It's a wonderful question. I don't know if I'm the right person to answer that question adequately. What I will say though is that definitely those Slack channels, I believe in them. I think it can be even WhatsApp, whatever is easiest, because WhatsApp, everyone has the app already.
Yeah.
Slack, if the company works with Slack, then of course use Slack. But I think what is even more important is that people exchange also. It's just not celebration of I close a deal here, I close a deal there. And I think that's also what we are now doing, is that we are moving away from community to now being more a collaborative learning community, where the idea is that we come together, yes, we are a community, yes, but the idea is we're going to exchange on the best practices. And so if there is some deal to celebrate, or if there is a deal that we lost, let's just put that on the forefront. But content-wise, can we learn from it?
You always learn more if you lose. Now, the other thing, if I start thinking from an abstract point of view, what you're doing, I think community is the first step. I think the second step is sales culture, because actually community is part of culture.
Exactly, that's why I'm saying I'm not super adequate.
So we just turned this into a philosophical debate. I think culture would be way better as a word, my dear Dylan.
Yeah, but let's talk about sales culture.
Yes.
My Lord Humblet.
Yes.
I think
you could say Lord Panda.
Lord Panda, yeah.
It's been my ambition for a while to eat
be the Lord
all day,
Panda.
and if I want to get somewhere, to roll down the hill.
Yeah, as long as you don't have a lot of panda punten, then it's good,
Yes.
Michael.
If you don't know what that means, look it up, because I didn't know what it meant until 5 minutes ago, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, you want the panda mask.
Yeah,
Look.
can we change the mask?
No, it's good now. So let's talk about sales culture. I want actually to return the question, because I'm very curious about your views on this. Sales culture, what is that? And then how do you actually foster that inside a sales team?
So I believe a company, when you really want to build a sales culture, you need to have the belief that you can win, you can go faster, and that people matter. And especially that salespeople matter. So culture for me is everything that's not only the communication and the training, because typically when I think sales, we need to train the guys and then we push them into the field. No, it's much more than that. It's the guidance, it's the help, it's the coaching. It's when they fall to pick them up. Because for me, sales is all about resilience. And you need to get punched in the face to become better. And I tell them, I said, if you do not get the pain, you will not learn. So culture for me is way more than just the training and all of that and the community. It's the whole bloody thing. And I think it can really shift a company. If you look into the really fast growing, like the Amazons, these guys, they really have fostered this culture really well. And they also have like guidelines around how should it look like, what is it, how do you talk, what do you not say, what are the things we accept, which we don't accept. Is that an answer?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I'm also a big believer that culture eats strategy for breakfast. So, when it comes to culture, that's really the thing that takes a team together and then bring them somewhere else. And you need to have that strong culture in place to make it happen.
The problem with the community, if you step outside of the community, it doesn't exist anymore. You do your thing. Culture is something else. You're proud of it, right? I think every culture has an anthem, has a flag to be proud, like a symbol. So I think we should make a song about sales culture.
All right, so we'll make a song about sales culture, and it's going to be the anthem of the community. All right?
There you go. Thank you, Dylan. It was great to have you on the show. You're always welcome in this office. You're always welcome to join the community. And if you want to check them out, check out USites, check out their conference called We Are Sales, because you are sales.
Thanks.
Woo! We wanted an animal team, but we realized it's not really working. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. Ooh, ooh. Welcome to the Sales Acceleration Show. Sorry, dat is te stoep. Oké, opnieuw.